So Marvel is doing something they've never had to do before. They're promoting Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars years before they come out. The only real official marketing we've had thus far for Avengers Doomsday was the chair casting announcement. As we know, Doomsday doesn't come out till December 2026. Secret Wars is being marketed already and advertised in certain ways. That doesn't come out till 2027, Christmas. So there is more information coming out about how they're marketing this movie, how they're subliminally marketing this movie, more details about said trailer. Apparently there's multiple trailers that Marvel has. It's just a case of which trailer are they actually going to drop. Actually kind of interesting because some scoop is made out there was no trailer and it's not being worked on, but multiple people are reporting different trailers that will be attached to Avatar 3. So, yo, what is good, YouTube Warstu here? If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. You could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know how hyped are you, or are you not hyped for the Marvel future? I know a lot of people have switched off recently. I've been on YouTube for a long time, and the hype for Infinity War and Endgame, we're not even close. We're not even at 20% of that. We understand after Endgame, a lot of people switched off. Some people turned back on for movies like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and Spider-Man No Way Home. But generally, the Marvel audience on YouTube, it's very low compared to what it'd be. So I think the reason why Marvel is going to drop a full trailer with Avatar 3, not just a little trailer, a full trailer. And I think they're going to do the same thing with Spider-Man Brand New Day, even though No Way Home did really well, did over 1 billion. In fact, did nearly 2 billion. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And check us out on Twitter, WarstuJ. And also check us out on TikTok, WWarstu. Right, let's get into it. So, a second source has come out and reported details on the so-called trailer. Kristen Harloff, who is a YouTuber, he has connections in Hollywood, knows what he's talking about. Obviously, not everyone can always be right, but what he's reported on the YouTube, I'm reading this courtesy of the Twitter sphere, aka X, he said this: there are multiple versions of the Doomsday trailer. Marvel is trying to choose which one they're going to show. Interesting, right? Let's go back to the other information that came out, courtesy of Chris Gore. Now, Chris Gore was the actual person who told all the scoopers about the chair announcement that was coming. So we know he's credible. So when he went over information, he made out and said they're going to try and make Dr. Doom seem sympathetic. You're going to feel sorry for him, almost like a Thanos kind of point of view. He said that we're going to get a lot of Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom's going to be described as being destroyed and the suit is holding together, almost like the classical movie monster compared to Phantom of the Opera. A tragic, tormented, broken figure is said what Dr. Doom would be, and he needs his armor in order to survive because the body is completely shattered. I compared it to Darth Vader, and people troll me down below, which is interesting, but he got information previously, right? So when I posted this video, I've seen a lot of comments about, yo, there is no teaser trailer. And now a second source, Kristen Harloff, is talking about a second trailer. Multiple people are talking about multiple trailers. So there's definitely a trailer. But it's interesting because this information here makes it seem like we're going to actually see a lot of stuff in this trailer. In one of the versions, Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers appear, but not in costume. They need to go really big. They can't just drop a teaser trailer. They need to be like, yo, if they put Steve Rogers, Chris Evans in a trailer, it will bang, and Marvel will be back in a sense. They really do need. Now, I always say social media engagement doesn't really mean much when it comes to box office, but in this case, the Doomsday trailer needs to break every single record it has. Cyclops is going to be a heavy push with him and the Summers family, so Wolverine won't be a big focus. That's interesting because, according to leaks, Cyclops is one of the survivors that goes into Avengers Secret Wars. The next part is actually interesting. Avengers Doomsday apparently is going to be Patrick Stewart's last acting role, not only as Professor X, but from acting in general, which is insane because Patrick's been around for years. He's done so much stuff, even recently, even though he is one of the oldest actors now, he is still outworking people in their 20s. So that is insane if this information is actually true. The next bit is kind of annoying if this is true, but let's read it. There's going to be a total of 3 Earths colliding in Avengers Doomsday, and Battleworld is going to be the result of it. Okay, so 3 worlds colliding, 3 Earths colliding, it says, and they're going to collide into each other, and that is how Battleworld is going to be created. So, should we discontinue the information we went over previously about Doctor Doom needing 7 days, and there was multiple factors of how the Battleworld was going to be created? You know, we went over a video recently where it said, Day 1, Doom manipulates young Franklin Richards to create a permeable space of the new universe. Day 2, Shang-Chi rings Kamala Khan bracelet, which allow him to survive cosmic energy and channel it without dying. Day 3, he steals Galactus technology and cosmic energy, which he uses to begin building a new foundation of the new Earth. Day 4, he manipulates Wanda Maximoff, who believes she's redeeming herself by distorting reality, but in truth, helps Doom fuse new dimensions. Day 5, catches Sentry, uses the power of 1,000 suns to fuel the core of the new Earth, contained by Molecule Man. Day 6, steals Loki's powers to control, which triggers the final incursion, the event that destroys the multiverse. Doctor Doom is not more powerful than Loki, not in the MCU release. Day 7, Doom sits on the throne over Battleworld, the universe he rebuilt. The movie ends on a 6-day countdown, and the final scene representing the 7th day, the gods rest. Interesting. So if this bit here is true, that would be very different to what was said in a recent video that we did literally, I think, yesterday or the day before. I don't always post the videos when I record them on, so I get confused sometimes when I post them. And then he went on to say he knows more stuff, but is only sharing these for now. Now, usually I would call absolute nonsense on that, but I won't, because this is coming from a YouTuber. It's coming from a person who has a face. They're not hiding behind a botter account. So I won't call nonsense on that. I believe there is some validity here. He has some pretty good sources, and I somewhat believe what he is actually saying. So, multiple trailers, which is interesting, and it's a good move. Marvel needs to do something massively different, because you know when they dropped the Infinity War trailer back in May 2017, I believe, the internet and everyone went absolutely insane for that trailer. I don't know how they can possibly get to the heights of the Thanos trailer. That was absolutely insane. Now, I get it. RDJ is a somewhat good actor, but the backstory is going to have to be freaking insane in order to make the audience care. Essentially, what Marvel has to do, again, is make the audience care. And I don't know how they can do that, because during post-Endgame, there's only been a handful of movies that people have cared for. Sure, Deadpool and Wolverine was recently, but that was nostalgia bait. Is it desperation? Are they dropping a full-fledged trailer? Is that desperation? Because also in the news, when it comes to Spider-Man Brand New Day, it's not just a little trailer. It's not just a tease trailer, but it looks like they're working on a full-fledged trailer, according to the Beyond Reporter. It looks like they're already working on Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. And it looks like it's going to be a full trailer. Treat this as a rumor, but it's always going to be a rumor. But that movie comes out in the summer, so that's still 6 months ahead of time. And No Way Home was nostalgia bait with Andrew and Toby, and obviously all the other villains that were in it. But people already knew that was going to be the case. So no one's going to dispute whether Brand New Day will bang. We know every Spider-Man movie, even the bad Spider-Man movies, in terms of box office, still make more money than most other movies. But Marvel has to do something different. People keep saying there's this big chair announcement, the second part, when they're going to start dropping stuff. You've probably seen Agro, which is the Russo brothers production company. They dropped a TikTok, and a lot of people have covered it and stuff. I've seen it all over the place, when realistically it's just Doom's mask, Iron Man's mask. You see Doom's suit in the background. You see Sue Storm in the background. And you see Franklin. And realistically, is it teasing anything? No. Did I want to make a 10-minute video talking about absolutely nothing? No. Is it hinting at something? Maybe. Does anyone actually know what it's hinting at? No. It's just a cheeky little thing. I mean, it's their production company. They're working on Doomsday and Secret Wars in collaboration with their own production company. Otherwise, they wouldn't have taken on the role of directing the two movies. But does that confirm the leaks are true, with Doctor Doom actually being the real one and Tony Stark being a variant of Victor Von Doom? I mean, you can say whatever you want with a narrative. It can confirm whatever. But it's interesting how they position themselves. You can't fully see the suits. You can only just about make them out in a random TikTok video, which predominantly has nothing to do with Doomsday, but I guess you could crank out a 10-minute video on that alone if you wanted to, but you really are stretching because there's realistically nothing there. So like always, guys, let us know. What do you think about this? Marvel has to do something different. The first Doomsday trailer has to go so big. They really have to make you care about the movie. Otherwise, it'll be the first Avengers movies that flop, but I can't see Avengers movie flopping. But it's got to be bigger than Infinity War Endgame. It really does. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, Warstu G. I'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch ya later.